What's happening, people? Population Nation here, and got some news regarding the proposed Kylo Ren movie, Ben Kenobi movie. But before we get into it, let's just remind ourselves, Kylo Ren.
Sir, we were unable to acquire the droid on Jakku. It escaped capture aboard a stolen Corellian YT model freighter.
The droid stole a freighter.
Not exactly, sir. It had help. We have no confirmation, but we believe FN-2187 may have
Full
helped in the escape.
attention.
Anything else?
The two
Yes.
were accompanied by a girl.
Where am I getting my pay rise? I can see you. So, yeah. So, Kylo Ren actor Adam Driver has revealed he and director Steven Soderbergh spent 2 years developing Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker follow-up called The Hunt for Ben Solo, but they said no to the proposal. I mean, you know, they're getting stabbed left and right and centre through the heart or whatever and surviving. Darth Maul got chopped it off and come back, and I don't see why they couldn't somehow bring Kylo Ren back. I mean, he was able to bring Rey back. They had a kiss and a little happy moment, and then she just left him there. But yeah, like I said, he spent 2 years working on it, and there was talk maybe, but no, it's not going to happen. For starters, it's a bit much now, characters coming back, not staying dead, and really his character development, as I just demonstrated with that little clip there, yeah, he petulant little child, you know, he got beat by a girl and the first lightsaber duel he sort of had with her, and she had no training, and yet he had been part of Luke's academy. Kept making silly decisions. You know, he's there with his tie. I think it was a tie interceptor. And Ray stood there in the middle of the desert, and instead of, you know, firing his lasers and whatnot, he decides to fly towards her, and she jumped over and disabled him. You know, he was lame. He was lame, put it that way. Missed opportunity, lame. Kept wanting to emulate his granddad that he never met. Why? Don't know. Yeah. So, to me, I mean, I'm not interested in Disney Star Wars much anyway now. I'm more just watching the downfall and the stupid ideas. And Adam Driver, he was alright in the role, but it's what it's given. But yeah, it's definitely confirmed. Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy have basically said, no, definitely not happening, and that's that. So I've seen some people, some channels talking about it. Oh yeah, it would really be good if you brought him back, and this could happen, or he could force ghost here, and blah de blah de blah, and they're still out holding out hope. But I mean, just take it from George Lucas himself. Said they had let go of his instinct to manage the franchise 13 years after selling the sci-fi universe to Disney. Now, basically, the prequels, he thought they were going to be massive hits, and he was quite disappointed that. Um, I mean, at one point, he wanted Jar Jar to be the main character, and that didn't work out. And yeah, he was disappointed in how it was received. Um, I quite enjoyed it, and the younger generation grew up on it and love it, and it certainly gained appreciation over time. But the sequel trilogy, they didn't carry on George's the torch, if you know what I mean. He passed the mantle over and was willing to, he said he had treatments and plans, and he said they'd honour it, and instead they just absolutely disregarded. I think George had to say the completely and utter ruined all the legacy characters, and the villains were just farcical, weren't they? And yeah, I actually think, I think in some sort of way, he handed it to um, Kathleen Kennedy. Obviously, he knew her and they'd worked together quite a while, and she's got producer credits on a long list of great things. So he knew producer wise, but creative and being a director, she is not. And it's almost like he sort of, like I say, after the prequels, he was kind of a bit better, and I think almost Kennedy was set up to fail and make his legacy, his 6 films he wrote, and well, he didn't direct them all, but his legacy's intact, and I suppose it will always be. But yeah, he's getting on. He's got now like family or people that were interested in carrying it on. I know he said mentioned something about because he employed so many people and wanted to ensure that you know they were looked after. Um, and yeah, I was quite surprised when I heard he sold it to Disney, but obviously they had the money, and Bog Iger, Bob Iger, you know, very good at buying things, and that got the deal done. Lucas suggested Star Wars' new bosses get a lot wrong with the sequel trilogy. It was the one who really knew what Star Wars was. He said who actually knew this world because there's a lot to it. The Force, for example, nobody understood the Force. When they started other ones after I sold the company, a lot of the ideas that were in the original sort of got lost. But that's the way it is. You give it up. You give it up. I mean, the Force now is just nothing but a plot device. Deadline reported that Kennedy was working with Bob Iger on a succession plan 13 years into the job with Star Wars Rebels creator, current chief Dave Filoni, apparently in a strong position to take on the role. However, she insisted troopers, and I want to just say loud and clear, I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies, she continued. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not retiring. As for Adam Driver, clearly he's now done with Star Wars, despite Daisy Ridley's character Rey Skywalker, Rey Palpatine, in line to appear in several up-and-coming Star Wars films. Ridley is already confirmed to be returning in one. The Shemaine originally directed sequel to the Rise of Skywalker. It will tell the story of Rey as she looks to rebuild the Jedi Order roughly 15 years after the events of the film. But yeah, we will not see Adam Driver in another Star Wars film, and that's that. But several more Daisy Ridley films. I don't. I mean, it's supposed to be a dyad. Maybe they might bring him as a little Force ghost to speak to, because let's face it, she didn't really. She had more of a connection with him, Force-wise, than Yoda or Luke. So that wouldn't be a surprise, but as for an actual film, no, dead in the water, not happening, no plans. So there we have it. And as I've said once before, nothing's going to save Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is if you like it, good for you. But all the old G fans and that don't like it. They don't like this horrible modern writing. And the youngsters, the children, don't like it. It's well, it is. It's a dead brand, but obviously it's still to making the money. It's got to be. It's got to, or they're just waiting for the right time to maybe sell it. I don't know, but yeah. So I'll leave it there. Like I say, the Kylo Ren movie is never gonna happen, and that's that. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, share, ring that bell, ding dong, and may the Force be with you.